Hello, everybody, and welcome to Blow the Whistle Sports. I am your host, Wayne Holloway, aka the Big Packet, and I'm happy to be coming back to you, week 13. Man, I hate when this gets to this time. I get emotional. Football season. It's only so many weeks, and we already at week 13. It's one of those, man. Hey, well, without further ado, let's get into the show. Let me introduce to you my co-host, Mr. Steven Rubain. What's going on, sir?
I'm doing wonderful, Packet. How are you doing today?
I'm good, man. I'm good. How was your week?
Well, it's good. Thanksgiving. Finally, we had 3 strong Thanksgiving games. It was a full day, ate well, and just very satisfied. Usually, you get like one dud game. This year, we actually had 3 competitive, solid games. So it was nice.
I was perfect. I'm telling you, Steve, I was perfect. Thanksgiving.
No, I was perfect too. Thanksgiving was beautiful. Then Sunday came. I was higher than luck on Thanksgiving, but then Sunday came and we got to talk about some upsets.
Oh my goodness! But before we talk about the upsets, let's talk about this contest.
Oh yeah.
You know our contest at officepool.com. www.officepool.com/pools.cfm, where we have the blow the whistle contest. And let's see. Right now we got Shot 33 with 105 wins coming in at first place. He think he doing something, Steve.
Man, he's been holding on since like week 2. We gotta kick him out. What's going on?
Hey, I take chances. I've been taking. Well, I won't say taking chances. I'm say teams that should win, as you've seen this football season.
So let's just say some of the quarterbacks that you love, have been duds this year and have hurt you.
The whole team has been duds, not just the quarterback.
I think most oftentimes the quarterback leads the dud. Very rare times you see there are a couple times you see a bad defense. You're like, okay, the offense is great, but the defense is bad. But usually the quarterback lets you down.
But we got a nice little a lot of people, and you're in second place, and I'm in third. And Jay Wizzo, which is Carlos Rodriguez, he's in fourth place. And our number one guy that won the gift cards, him and Jay Wizzo won the gift cards the last little 2-week contest we did.
Right.
I think we made that contest a little too easy. Is how they won.
A little too easy.
A little too easy. This 4-week contest it's going to show who got the man hairs on their chest.
Exactly. Especially this time of year where the games really get important. So we see the men from the boys.
Hey, Mr. Desert Eagle 86 has the mighty have fallen?
Ooh, man. Hey.
Sixth place. He's in sixth place. The Katsu, 8th place, and Miss Mary.
Yes, Miss Mary doing.
Miss Mary, where you at, Miss Mary?
Yeah, my mom holding up. She has a unique formula, but it's working for
her. Hey, what I noticed thing about women, the person who won that, the last woman who won the college pool, she picked them by uniforms.
Uniforms, yeah. So, hey, the way sports are going nowadays, that might be logic.
Is that the new formula?
That's my new formula. I mean, these games are so out of control now as far as upsets.
But you know what? Without further ado, I think I'm ready to climb into this news. What about you, Steve?
Let's get right into it.
Blow the whistle sport news. Let's go.
I guess we should start off, first of all, just talking about injuries. NFL, this time of year.
Well, before we go into the NFL, because everybody always talks to me like, you guys are the sports show, but you guys love NFL. I like, yes. And that's one thing. More to come. We got some specialists coming to you guys for basketball, for soccer, for hockey. We have some specialists coming in. Don't worry.
You mean football? I was watching these commercials, and I guess there's a big debate: soccer versus football. I guess everywhere else in the world, soccer is called football, F-U-T-B-O-L.
So where's soccer come from?
Great question. I guess America just decide, hey, we're not going to go with football. Let's just call it soccer. So I mean,
America gave it its own name.
Yeah. So anywhere else you go in the world, they refer to it as football, other than the United States, where we call it soccer. So good question, but question argue is, which is better, American football or international soccer?
You know what? I'm starting to get into the soccer a little bit. I'm like, hey,
yeah,
it's kind of it's really
passionate. I mean, they have a passion for it. You got to give the fan base. I mean, they're truly into it. It's nothing like, NFL has great fans, but international soccer fans are in a different world and they travel well.
Shoot.
I can't believe how many have traveled to Qatar. You couldn't get that many people to go to Qatar to watch American football.
Without even getting their drinks. But
Yeah, without getting their drinks.
They still going.
It's still going. Well, I mean, I think a lot of them sneaking drinks in.
Soccer or
they
football?
Look, yeah. Well,
is soccer the real football to you, Steve?
Well, I mean, soccer is definitely coming in America. I mean, it's making its mark. So I'm going to stick with the NFL as long as I can. So I'm hold on to it.
I was like,
hold on to it. No,
you were evading the question.
No. Come on now. I mean, the World Cup is great every 4 years, but the NFL brings it every year, and that's the difference.
That's right.
So, but there were some upsets. He did have, like mentioned last week, about Saudi Arabia beating.
What's up, Kevin Johnson? I'm sorry to cut you off.
Ahead.
Giving a shout out to Kevin Johnson with the Eagles.
Ooh.
You got an Eagles fan on here. What's up, Kevin?
Another Eagles fan. Well, they hold on. Hey, the Packers are trying to sell you guys short. He already wrote you guys off, but
I didn't write them
they
off.
just keep winning.
All I said was there's fool's gold.
Fool's gold.
That's what I said.
I mean, fool's gold is writing them off, saying that they don't belong. I mean, is it fool's gold saying they don't qualify? They're not as good as you think they are?
Yeah, they're not as good as you think they are.
Okay, so then you write them off. They think they're a Super Bowl team. you talk to the Eagles, they're talking about going to the Super Bowl this year. I mean, everything I've heard from them, they're very confident.
Hey, well, you know what? They have a good chance with that first round bye.
Yeah, well,
it seemed like they had that first round bye locked up.
I think so. So, well, not necessarily. They still got to play the Cowboys again, right?
True.
So, I mean, they can still get knocked out. I think they have a couple more big games left. So I'm not going to get them the first round bye yet.
What's up, LeBron? How you doing, sir? Let me give you a light. Oh, my wife said the NFL. Yes. So I'm gonna have to stick with my wife and say NFL.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with NFL. Like I said, until I see, when I was a kid, remember the old NASL? They had it in the 70s and early 80s. They had this big push.
I think you were a little too far back from me.
Yeah, I mean,
I can't remember.
I'm old enough to remember Pele. you remember Pele?
Pele, no.
Oh my goodness, yeah, Pele was a Brazilian superstar. I mean, he was like the biggest, most famous soccer player in the world.
Now I remember someone talking about this name.
Yes, and so he came over and joined the New York Cosmos, to talk about a name from the past. So they tried to promote professional soccer in the late 70s, early 80s as like it's going to be the biggest sport in the world. It's going to take over the NFL and become. Do you still hear the league anymore? Have you heard NASL?
No.
Exactly. So it was. I won't say it was a bust. It didn't meet expectations.
It was a bust.
Yeah. Well, I'm just being kind.
Like the XFL.
Yeah. Well, no. It was more successful than the XFL, but it didn't do what it. I mean, they thought it was going to take over and make soccer the biggest sport in America, and it didn't happen. So now they're starting up again now with this new professional league, and I think you heard, didn't they say Lionel Messi now? I think he signed with Miami, and so I mean that's a huge superstar coming in to play in America. So I mean they're getting names. I mean a couple of years ago was Beckham. That was like when they thought, oh, Beckham's going to come in and change soccer in America. So we'll see. We'll see. I mean, it's interesting to find out. 10 years from now, we might be talking about soccer more than we talk about the NFL. So who knows? So
what's going on in basketball, Steve?
The NBA season this year so far, it's been, I don't know, kind of spotty. I'm not feeling the same passion as I've had in past years for the NBA. You got the same couple guys doing well. I mean, Milwaukee, of course, is strong. Antetokounmpo, however you say his name. I mean, he's looking like he's one of the top. The guy for Dallas, Doncic, I guess he's an MVP caliber candidate. I don't really get much into the NBA till they get to the Christmas Day games. So we got about 3 more weeks.
When it gets down to the thick of
it. Yeah, that's when teams start really starting to show who is who and who's not. So it's kind of like now, there's nobody really standing out as super. I guess the Warriors are having a struggles this year. They're not as good as they've had in past years, and so
they'll make the playoffs.
I mean, they'll make the playoffs, and
I think they'll pull it out again.
Yeah, the Lakers are struggling big time.
Woo! Yeah. They've been dragging their feet.
I mean, but it's such a long season, you can't write them off. I mean, I think 7-11, 7-12 now. but it's a long season. So they can go on a run, get 10, 15 games in a row or whatever. And
We got a bunch of games going on right now.
Yeah. Any
Minnesota,
upsets?
They got 90 points. They winning their game right now.
Okay. Well, Minnesota's been a solid team. They're decent.
Yeah. It's halftime in Phoenix.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's been kind of a wait and see with the NBA yet. I mean, they haven't really peekaboo. We have to wait and see if anybody's going to emerge as superstars that we've had in past years. So
I got that. Now back to that number one sport that we love.
Oh yeah.
Football.
The
real football.
The real football. Yes. So let's talk about injuries before we get to those quarterbacks.
Okay.
Ooh, well, we got a big injury. Aaron Donald, who 3-time league defensive MVP.
Not the man that be mauling people.
The guy who be mauling. I mean, probably the most dominant player at his position. You got to go back many years. Maybe Reggie White was the last one.
Mm-hmm.
You put it in the same caliber. But Reggie White was in a whole different caliber. Reggie White was
the man.
I mean, he was literally, they would triple team him, and he was just toss offensive linemen like they were like pieces of candy. And so
even in his later years, he was still a beast.
Yeah, he was. I mean, Lawrence Taylor, linebacker, was probably the most impressive defensive player I've ever seen. Some could argue Ray Lewis in his prime was pretty strong, but Reggie White, as far as strength goes.
Are you just talking about linebackers?
I'm just talking about defensive players, period. Like just dominant.
Don't leave out my favorite defensive player.
Who's that?
Polamalu.
No,
that's one of my. You know what? We know he played for Pittsburgh, but every time I watch the game with him in it, and for people that don't know, fantasy football makes you like every game. Yeah. It makes every game exciting to you.
That's true.
I watched him from the start to end of his career, and if you watch any game with him in it, anytime, wherever the ball is, he's in the picture.
Yeah, he was
he's always had his hand there.
He played all the field. I mean, there's no question that Polamalu, like I said, Hall of Famer for sure. Just a beast player. But as far as like just physical beast, you had to go LT. You had to go, like I said, Reggie White, Donald. I mean, I think those are the guys in the modern era that I just saw who just dominated the sport. I mean, they literally, you had to game plan around them specifically. And Ray Lewis, of course, because Ray Lewis at middle line just was everywhere. I mean, there wasn't a hit he didn't want to make. So I would put those in the top 5 defensive players in the last 40 years. Anybody you want to step in there? We'll put Polamalu in. I would say Seattle, but Seattle hurts. The way he went out, like I can't. It's just sad.
Who?
Junior Seau.
Ah, man.
I want to put him up in that same realm, but just the way he went out.
That's a great.
Yeah, he was a great. I mean, he was a great, but that's what's that? That brain scan.
Yeah, but that's something they're still exploring, but that's a real thing. That even goes past the NFL to wrestling.
Oh yeah, I mean, there's been numerous cases of guys who've gone violent. I can think of for wrestlers.
We used to just think it was a steroid thing, that
right?
The what do you call it, roid
rage? But no, it's a real thing. It's a real thing.
But you know what? Let's get off of this sad news and get to this
one more injury.
Go ahead.
Forget about one of your own guys, Christian McCaffrey. Now I love Christian McCaffrey when he's healthy.
When is he healthy?
That's the question.
When is he healthy? Now, forgive me, Cali Cat Pack, Roaring Riot, Panther Nation. Holla at your boy. But when is he healthy, Steve?
Well, remember a couple weeks ago, I told you that the 49ers were stupid to trade that guy, Junior. What was his name? The running back, Jackie Wilson Jr. or Wilson Jr.
Yes, I know exactly.
And I said, given McCaffrey's history of injury, you were all like, yeah, well, they got Elijah Mitchell, and they still got Debo, blah, blah, blah. I said, given McCaffrey's injury, you want to keep all the running backs you can.
Well, if you watch the game, and I watched the game where he got hurt, they started using him the wrong way. McCaffrey is either going to be, your finesse back
Yes.
or your back in space. But when you start sending McCaffrey up the middle, you are an idiot. Even though he's able to do this, don't get me wrong. He's a running back. He's a
Right.
full-fledged running back. He's able to do this, but due to his track record with injuries, why would you send this man up the middle with all the running backs you have?
Makes no sense at all. But that's once again goes to that whole coaching thing. I mean, this year I've just never seen so much bad coaching as far as decision making, as far as using players wrong. It's just I don't know what it is. It's like an epidemic of coaching this year.
I think it seems like the owners have given the coaches more rope to hang themselves with when it comes to using the NFL to play like they're playing on Madden. That's why I keep calling the NFL Madden this year. In the first quarters, I've seen coaches go for it on fourth down when they can just get an easy 3 points.
Yeah, I mean,
and then that 3 points always comes back to haunt them.
And not just fourth down, but like 4th and 2, 4th and 3. You would never see in the old days going for it on a 4th down and 2 or 3 in the NFL. Now it's like commonplace. I mean, and they'll do it on their side of the field. I mean, that's another thing that was a no ever is going for it on 4th down on your side of the field. And now I've seen it so many times. It's become commonplace. And so I don't know. Yeah, I think like you said, Madden and fantasy football has changed coaching. I think there's no question about that.
I'm glad that you agree with me because I thought it was just me and me betting on the games and me upset that I need these points. And they're in front of the goal. Now, everybody can understand in the fourth quarter when the game's on the line, you got to take some chances. But not in the first quarter when you're up, when this field goal will put you up by 2 scores.
Yeah.
You choose to go for it and then you don't make it.
Yeah, no, it's I don't know what it's about, but they definitely the kicker has been kind of a lost cause in the NFL this year. It's like coaches, I guess they don't have confidence in the kicker. There's only a few of them that you can really, the one in Baltimore, of course, has always been giving love, but a lot of these other kickers, the coach will look at you like, go back, what you doing? Don't go on the field. We got this. And so,
and forgive me if you guys see me wander off and drift off. I just be responding to our people on YouTube and Facebook. And like I said, you guys can catch us on YouTube. We're live on YouTube and Facebook. But we would like everybody to subscribe to our YouTube channel and get involved in some of these contests and some of these giveaways that we have. And we have more giveaways to come. And like I said, we're going to have some specialists coming in for the other sports. So it's getting bigger and better. We're growing.
Yes,
we're still growing. We're going through our growing pains.
We're going through our growing pains, absolutely. And speaking of growing pains, the New York Jets.
Woo!
This is an organization that's been going through growing pains for about 40, 45 years. But it looks like they might have a temporary quarterback. They might have a guy.
Temporary. He looks good.
Well, listen to me. When it comes to the Jets, everything is temporary until they can prove over a period of time because they've had many guys look good over the years and then all of a sudden fizzle out. So Mike White.
Mikey.
Well, they drafted this guy, Zach Wilson, who was supposed to be the savior of the organization. I think it was number 2 pick in the draft.
He's not bad, though, man.
Well, he's not bad.
Don't write him off. He's a young guy, and young guys make mistakes. And what he did is made a critical mistake with saying you don't. When you're the leader, you don't talk about your team.
No, you don't do that, and especially when you haven't proven yourself yet. You gotta be of a Aaron Rodgers quality. Aaron Rodgers quality to call out your teammates. If you haven't had a ring on your finger, you can't be calling out, especially your defense. And if they tell you that you have a bad game, you say, "Nah, not me. I never." when the team only scored 3 points, and you sit there and say, "Nah, I didn't have a bad game. I'm good." That's how you lose the locker room.
Hey,
so
you throw people under the bus, things happen.
On the bus. So so Mike White. Let's see,
Mikey.
He had the rest of the season to find out what he wants to do. But let's get into a quarterback whose last game. Well, I'll never say last game was last week because you just never know with injuries.
You just mean, Steve.
He might get it.
Last game.
Mean. Well, this is his last game. They told Jacoby Brissett that this is it. Starting next week, Deshaun Watson is going to be starting for you. So this is like that. Remember that movie? Did you ever watch that movie of Keanu Reeves? The one about But he played the football quarterback that they had the replacements.
There it is, the replacement.
The replacements where they had to strike, and they knew going in that it's going to be the last game because the strike had ended, and that he knew they weren't next week he wasn't going to be playing because he's going to go back.
Bunch of misfits from everywhere.
Yeah, he's going to go back to being on the ship, and so he wanted to say, "Hey, I got nothing to lose. Let's put it all on the line because next week I'm not going to be the quarterback." So that was kind of where Jacoby Brissett was last week. He knew this is it for me. After next week, Deshaun Watson is going to be the quarterback. So I'm just going to go ahead and let's lay it all on the line. And he had a strong game.
He had a strong season, half season. Well, more than a half season.
Yeah, but he said, let's be honest, he's had ups and downs. He's had some plays where he's kind of killed the team. He's had some plays he kind of helped the team. It's been kind of.
That's not saying much this season, Steve. I've seen a lot of quarterbacks, even the famous ones, do this thing.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Well, I mean, mediocre, but you can be mediocre when you're the guy, but when you're a guy hold on to a temporary job, it's tough. So I like Brissett. I mean, I think he's definitely gonna have a job next year. I mean, somebody's gonna definitely pick him up.
I want to see who.
It's gonna be curious to see who. I think somebody's gonna want him to be a starter.
Well,
so it's interesting.
I wish him the best of luck.
Yes, I do as well. But let's bounce off of him to talk about Deshaun Watson.
Go ahead.
What are we expecting from him? I don't know. I mean,
I'm expecting an upgrade.
It's an upgrade.
A huge upgrade.
Well, it's an upgrade, but I don't know about a huge upgrade yet because 2 years of rust. I mean, is he going to come out there and be elite quarterback? Is he going to come out there and have those, what should I do moments?
This man is a professional.
Yeah.
So look for him to come out and against the organization that nobody wants to say this, outed him with his transgressions because you can't tell me that stuff wasn't being rumbled in the building while he was there, and until he made the decision to leave Houston, it all mysteriously came out and came to a head.
No question at all. But hey, this game is personal. You know me, I love games that are personal. So let's see. We had a personal game week 1 where Baker Mayfield played against the Browns and couldn't get the job done. So let's see now Deshaun Watson, can he get the job done in his payback game?
Well, I'm going to say it like this. The Browns without Watson would have won this game convincingly. With Watson, they still have, let's not forget, and let's all know Chubb is in the house.
Oh, yeah.
And so is Hunt.
Oh, man, I love Nick Chubb. Nick Chubb has been a fantasy beast for me for 3 years now, at least. So you won't hear me say anything bad about Nick Chubb. That guy just performs.
I believe they win by at least 10-14.
Oh, I think it might be more than that. Given, depending on who's quarterback, if they're having Kyle Allen out there again, it might be 21 or plus because Kyle Allen. Ooh.
But we're talking about QBs. Let's move right along to the next QB that's up, Mr. Aaron Rodgers.
Woo!
One of my favorite people used to be until I did his story.
Yes.
I went to his background.
All right.
I see the man for the man, and
I'm glad you see the light. I'm glad you finally see the light. We've been having this argument for years now about Aaron Rodgers, and Packard has been Aaron Rodgers' greatest supporter. I mean, he has stuck through him. I mean, he's criticized the Packers, said they don't go out and get free agents for him.
That's still true.
He's criticized the running.
That's still true because I don't care what you say. Have you guys seen any movement from Green Bay to go get this Aaron Rodgers, an elite elite QB, a wide receiver to pass the ball to?
I don't see any wide receivers want to go there because they realize who their quarterback is. If I'm an elite wide receiver, why would I want to go to this guy who has shown that he doesn't have loyalty to wide receivers, aka Devontae Adams, aka Greg Jennings, aka JaMychal Finley, aka let's keep going.
They should have went after Amari Cooper. They should have even went after Dez Bryant. They definitely should have been in the market for Odell Beckham. We haven't heard them do anything outright and try to get them some help over there.
Well, no, this guy's want to go there. I mean, a free agent is a free agent because they pick and choose where they want to go.
So, Dez Bryant would have took a job, sir.
Well, Dez Bryant, I think he's been blackballed.
Well,
there's no reason why he shouldn't be in the league somewhere.
Something went on.
Something went on with him because
he stepped on the team in Baltimore over there.
Yeah, but remember though, who was his team? The Cowboys. Who runs things in the NFL? Jerry Jones.
Jerry.
So all Jerry Jones got to say is, hey, let Dez go. And I think the other owners will listen. So it's something to think about.
You know, sometimes you got to get rid of the old blood so the new way of thinking comes in.
Well,
because it's been a lot of players I see that get put on that blackball list that it's personal and it's not even business.
Well, let's close out this though. Talk about, should Jordan Love start the rest of the season?
Hold on. Aaron Rodgers is my guy, Steve.
No. Oh, look, why are we wasting time talking about someone who I've already talked about weeks and weeks, saying that Aaron Rodgers is somebody who, number one, sold out the team. He took the money and completely, he could have given $5 million to keep Devontae Adams.
First of all, Aaron Rodgers does not do the business in Green Bay. Once again, another organization issue. The organization
held the organization hostage. All last season, all he did was sit there and play that passive aggressive. Should I retire? What do you think I should do? I don't know. Maybe I should go be on Jeopardy. Maybe I should host Jeopardy. Maybe I should do. The organization understood what he was trying to do. They had no choice but to pay him. You think the Green Bay Packers said, we want to pay him $50 million a year when we know he's not the same quarterback?
They paid him.
Well, yeah, because they had no choice. He held them hostage.
Green Bay could have went after Deshaun Watson also.
Deshaun Watson was not going to Green Bay.
Well, why is that, Steve? With all the money they gave Aaron Rodgers, they could have gave the same amount of money to him.
Because Deshaun Watson went to a better situation.
Okay. Well, that's yet to be seen, Steve.
It is best. You gonna say Cleveland's talent is not better than Green Bay's talent?
That's yet to be seen.
It is yet to be seen.
Because in Green Bay, Aaron Rodgers right now looks like a dumpster fire. But when Mr. Love stepped on the field, all those wide receivers look like they got new energy. They was dancing around the field. Balls was being passed. And he looks like a starter, and I think he should start.
Okay, that's the question I want to ask. That's all I want to ask you. So Jordan Love should start.
I believe so.
So you have now told Aaron Rodgers he needs to be on the bench for the rest of the year.
Aaron Rodgers should have told himself he needed to be on the bench when he said his finger had been broke for 5 weeks.
Okay, but he didn't care about the organization enough to sit there and do the right thing and let it heal. So, I mean, Aaron Rodgers is always been about Aaron Rodgers. Ever since going back to the days of running Brett Favre under the bus, Aaron Rodgers has always been about.
It's no need. There's no need to even go into that.
Well, I mean, but this has been his history. His history has been, what can I do best for Aaron Rodgers? It's always been his mindset.
Me.
So me. So I mean, so right now he's decided to play injured because he feels he's better than Jordan Love injured than. You know, they might still be in the playoff hunt if they would have let Jordan Love play 3 or 4 weeks ago.
Jordan Love looks like if they put him in, all these wide receivers, the tight end, they get new life and they get new fantasy life, especially when the playoffs are starting.
I agree. So let's see. Let's see now, is the organization have the guts to tell Aaron Rodgers you need to sit?
But see, now think about this, Steve. It's a business decision. They've already made a bad business decision and let talent go and paid the man that you said that it doesn't have it in the tank the way he used to have it. They gave him $50 million. Now, who's going to get fired if I guess they'll just blame it on the injury.
Blame on the injury. But I'm asking right now, if Aaron Rodgers comes out and says he can play, does the coach have the guts to say, no, you can't? That's going to be the $1 million question, because Aaron Rodgers has what's called the bully pulpit. He can go to the media and sit there and say, I'm healthy enough to play. And then the coach is going to be in a position of,
well, the coach,
right now the coach is in the hot seat.
Well, he should have been in the hot seat when he gave him the $50 million.
But the coach gave him $50 million.
And the wide receiver walked. But at the same time, it should bring him out the hot seat to be like, we got to see what the young talent can do. We got to think for next year.
Well, I mean, that's the question.
It's time to move past this year.
I'm agreeing with you, but I'm sitting here saying, does Green Bay have the guts to do that? Because you got to cater to your fan base. And remember, Green Bay has a unique fan base.
All I can say is go off of the decisions they made already, Steve. Look at what they've done to their team already.
Well, let's talk about winning quarterback.
Let's go.
Taylor Heinicke. Woo, man.
You would talk about your quarterback.
Well, remember, he's not my quarterback yet because I'm still boycotting the Commanders.
Uh-oh.
but he's making me almost want to start to go back to the Commanders. I mean, I'm still holding out. Of course, as I told you guys, until the owner's
How are you
gone.
holding out when
I'm holding
Taylor
out.
Heineke? You know, I'm not even a Washington fan,
Listen to me.
and he's enjoyable to watch.
Yeah, I see right here. I'm a Washington Redskins fan.
See.
Washington Commanders and Washington Redskins are two different organizations. That's like saying Houston Oilers and Tennessee Titans.
Two different organizations with the same owner.
Okay, same owner, but like I said, Houston Oilers fans don't associate with Tennessee Titans. It's two different organizations, even though the same owner moved the team. You don't associate with it.
They had a facelift and a move, Steve.
Well,
you guys still in the same place.
It don't matter. But for all intents and purposes, it's a different organization.
Hey, well, so what's up with Heineke? What are you guys gonna do?
Well, remember I told you, and you gave me a hard time. I told you Heineke is Brett Favre without Brett Favre's talent. And I'm gonna elaborate on this real quick. What made Brett Favre great? Tell me what do you think was Brett Favre's greatest quality?
Taking chances.
Well, taking chances, yes. Taylor Heineke has that Brett Favre mindset of I'm just gonna take the chance. I don't care. I'm gonna get the ball in there no matter what.
And you winning games, right?
Yeah. Now the problem though is that he don't have that bullet of an arm that Brett Favre has. Now, if he had Brett Favre's arm, he'd be a top 3 quarterback right now.
Do y'all hear this?
I'm just being real.
Now he's a Washington fan, so
I'm
hey, if that's the way you feel, that's the way you feel. I don't.
Has anybody watched the games?
I don't get these fans that your team is winning, and you're still downing the person that has the mojo that has them winning.
I'm not downing him. I said
you are kicking him in the cones.
I said he's Brett Favre without Brett Favre's arm. I mean, listen to me.
Wait a minute. Wait.
Only 99.5% of the players who ever played in the NFL have Brett Favre's arm.
Well, so wait a minute. He doesn't have Brett Favre's arm, right?
He don't have his arm. No way.
Is he winning?
But that don't matter.
Is he winning?
They're winning games because he had Brett Favre. You mentioned already. He had Brett Favre's moxie. He's winning games because he has the guts. He's tough. He doesn't give up. He plays hard. He's willing to move out of the pocket. He makes plays.
You know what?
I'm saying if he had Brett Favre's arm, if he had the ball that can be able to throw the ball 67 yards on a laser, like a Josh Allen. Did you see that throw Josh Allen made to Stephon Diggs in the game of Thanksgiving where he just like threw it 60 yards on a rope?
Okay.
I mean, like straight on, perfect pass. The ball didn't go more than 8 feet off the ground. And I mean, it was in 60 yards on a rope. Only about 0.995%, less than that, can make that throw. I mean, that's a throw that only an elite thrower can make. That was Brett Favre. Brett Favre had that type of arm.
You know what? I'll agree to disagree. Okay. And the only reason I'm going to disagree is because I'm going to switch it off to another quarterback.
Oh, please.
Because we spent time on that.
You're talking about a strong arm cornerback?
No.
Who don't have the moxie? Talk about the quarterback who has a strong arm.
No, we're going to talk about the same comparison to fair weather fans like yourself of another organization that's winning, and they still talk about their quarterback the same way. I'm going to talk about Jimmy G and the 7-4 49ers. Just like the 7-5 Washington Redskins, and the fans, your team is winning. You have a chemistry with this quarterback to where you guys can do bigger things and do big things, and you can build around his strong points. Not think about his weak points, but build around his strong points so you can be a Super Bowl contender, because obviously whatever moxie or whatever he has, it's working.
Well, let me ask you a question. Is Jimmy G your guy now? Should Trey Lance be on the trading block in the offseason?
No, Trey Lance is the guy a couple years down the road.
Well,
a couple years down the road, but he is a good trading piece to put the pieces around Jimmy G that you need.
That's what I'm asking. So are you ready? Are you ready to commit to Jimmy G and understand that Trey Lance might have to go in order to make this might be like Brady versus Garoppolo. That Garoppolo had to go.
I can't say that because I'm not a Frisco fan. I'm not a Frisco fan, but from on the outside looking in, I like Jimmy G and what he brings to this organization. This organization, I talked to a couple 49er fans. The 49ers are not built like a Kansas City Chiefs team where you can go down the field from 0 to 80 to 0 to 90. They're built to take their ball, to run the clock.
It's old school.
They're
old school football.
Just like the Tennessee Titans.
Right.
When the 49ers get the ball, the 49ers are supposed to have the ball 4 or 5 times a game, and the game should be over by the way they take the ball down the field.
Yeah. Strong defense, running the ball, and making short passes. That's the old school football way.
But you have to get Jimmy G short passes in there so he can throw a long ball. I don't get if people don't understand that those long balls he throw to Kittle could be to a wide receiver. If y'all had some bomb wide receivers, Debo's a wide receiver, but he's a running back.
Right.
He has a wide receiver title, so he can get wide receiver money, which he deserves because he's an all-purpose player. He's one of those players you can put anywhere on that offensive line, and he's going to do great. Their team is built to where you can have Christian McCaffrey on one side, you can put Debo at the slot, and you can confuse teams to where you don't even know what you're doing. And take that ball down there and eat up a quarter, and the 49ers will be dangerous. Teams don't want to see them in the playoffs.
Well, I'm not going to speak bad on Jimmy G because I'm the one beginning of the season that said, when you say he was the company guy, I said, hey, he did the right decision staying in San Francisco. And
hey, that's
neither here nor there. But let's talk about another guy who's winning is Tua Tagovailoa.
Tua.
I mean, can we put Tua in the MVP race at this point? Given, let's think about it.
Ooh.
Given the 2 weeks that he had the injury,
I'm listening.
They struggled those 2 games, but otherwise, he's won pretty much every game he's been in. They've either won or been close. The only games they lost were the games that they had him not starting. So, he has a win over the Patriots, right?
Yeah.
Then he beat the Bills.
Okay.
I got to put him. If we're going to talk about Josh Allen, in a head-to-head, Tua beat Josh Allen.
Well, if you're talking about what did you say, MVP?
MVP.
I have to go with Jalen Hurts.
Okay, well,
Jalen is winning that hands down right now.
So you think it's hands down? You think it's a guarantee?
Hands down.
Okay, all right.
Who else is competing with Jalen? And even though I say these fools go, that team is fools go, not Jalen. Jalen is the real deal. I just believe that they've gotten more credit than what they deserve, but Jalen Hurts is the MVP #1 right now. Who's close to him, Steve?
What? I said Tua. I'm asking. I think given the last 5 weeks, I think Tua can make a push.
He can make you see. You're talking about making the push,
right? But I'm saying, is he in the running now? Is he someone to be considered for MVP?
He has to be in the.
He has to be in the talk. That's all I'm asking.
He has to be there. He has to be in the talk. He took a concussion, 2 concussions in a row,
and came back stronger.
And is doing it.
They're winning. And so nobody had. I had the Dolphins making the playoffs as a wild card, but I definitely didn't see them winning the division. I thought the Bills all the way. And right now, the Bills got a huge game down the road against Miami that might decide that division. So we'll wait and see. But before you get to your Cali Cat Pack, I know.
No, I'm not going there yet.
I got one.
I know, but wait a minute. I got to go to Stanford, man.
Do we have to?
We have to go to Stanford.
Talk about a strong arm quarterback he's the opposite of my guy Heineke. Stanford has the arm to get those throws in, but he just don't have that.
Hater.
He just don't have that Heineke.
Hater.
I'm just calling it like it is. If Heineke had Matthew Stafford's arm, man, I'll be talking Super Bowl right now.
Well, point blank. The Los Angeles Rams, Super Bowl champions.
Yes.
Oh man, they've had a frustrating season, and as it looks right now, all the King's horses and all the King's men could not put the Los Angeles Rams back together again.
No, they're done. Call it. So now the question is, So you just sit Matthew Stafford the rest of the year.
I
This is another.
I believe you should sit Matthew Stafford. Let those people start healing immediately and gear up for next season, and beg Donald to come back another season.
That's the question.
And you guys don't need to do anything but grab wide receivers.
Yeah.
Wide receivers. That's the only thing. Whoa,
whoa,
running back.
I'm gonna say, what's it?
I was about to make a mistake.
I was gonna say, what's it?
But I was talking about wide receivers, young
Yeah.
wide receivers in the draft, speedy wide receivers to take the pressure off my man Kupp, because Kupp's coming back with a vengeance next season.
Right.
With a vengeance, as long as that leg heals up fine, and they got excellent doctors in the NFL, he should come back and get his 1,000 yards easy.
Yeah.
But they need to get wide receivers first in the draft, and they need to go after Josh Jacobs, or grab the Green Bay's backup running back. They need somebody tough back there, and please get rid of Akers, please
Cam
stop
Akers?
playing that game.
You didn't like Cam Akers last game? You didn't think he did strong?
Cam Akers has played 3 years and has gotten 3 touchdowns, Steve.
I'm just laughing at because I had rookie year. I thought I was being all Mr. Smart guy, and I'm going to draft Cam Akers. I'm like, yeah, because he was so strong at Florida State. I said, yeah, Cam Akers. They don't know about him.
Rams fans have been mad at me since I've been talking about this guy.
Yeah.
That, this guy is this, this guy is that. I'm like, you guys must not watch the game.
Yep.
I had him his second year on fantasy.
I had him his rookie year, and I thought
did he fumble a lot then too?
Yeah, he fumbled. Oh, yeah, he's been fumbling since I think he fumbled in the drafts.
He would never be on my. He could get good, and I won't pick him up again.
Yeah, no, he's on my list as well. No, we agree on something. Cam Akers, I'll skip over him every time. So
yeah, don't worry, Rams fans. You guys will be back. Matthew Stafford, no matter what this guy to the right of me says, is the bomb quarterback. He's taking over where Aaron Rodgers left off for me.
Okay. Anyway, before we get to this Kali Kaepernick, I know he's been dying to talk about his quarterback.
Kali Kaepernick moment coming up. Go ahead, kick it off, Steve.
Why is Russell Wilson getting just so disrespected? I mean, he heard this latest thing now, how they said
what?
Russell Wilson's birthday, I think it was just passed, and the entire defense didn't go to his birthday party. I mean, I don't know if that's true or not true. I mean, come on, I mean, people are just killing Russell Wilson worse. I mean, Aaron Rodgers gets more love than Russell Wilson. Why is that? I mean, Russell Wilson's had a stronger career than Aaron Rodgers. Let's just call it real.
Now you can tell where the people Steve liked to the people Steve disliked.
I'm not a huge Russell Wilson fan, but you say when it comes to winning, wouldn't you say Russell Wilson has had a stronger, as far as what he had with Seattle, than Aaron Rodgers? Aaron Rodgers had great individual. He's been a 4-time league MVP.
Steve.
But how many Super Bowls has Aaron Rodgers been in?
See, and I'm going to say this, and I want everybody to hear me. That man playing in Denver right now is not Russell Wilson. I don't know who that is. That is not the same man that we saw in Seattle that should have 2 Super Bowl rings back to back in Seattle. Right. I don't know who that man is. Who is that man? That man can't even throw the ball. This is Russell Wilson, Super Bowl champion Russell Wilson, that led the Seahawks, that the teams were scared to go in there and play this man.
Yeah.
Ever since he hit his hand on that helmet, something's wrong. There's something they're not telling us about Russell Wilson or whoever that man is, because that's not that same man.
All I've seen is I'm blaming the coach. Until I see different. I mean, if they bring a new coach in and he's still stinging it up, then I'll blame Wilson. But that coach Hackett, he's made something horrible. I mean, that team looks disorganized. They don't look like they know where people are supposed to be. I've seen a lot of dissent. I'm going to blame Hackett.
I can't even give you that. You know why?
Why?
Because his last year in Seattle was trash, just like this.
Well, last year was the hand. I mean, he had the hand injury.
But
before that, it was solid.
It's like a spell got cast over him, and He's in the mud right now, man.
No, I mean, hey, I'm not arguing that he's had a bad year. I'm just sitting here saying until I see another coach in there and then he's still stinging it up, then I'm going to sit there and say it's all him. But right now, I have no faith in that coach. And I can go back to week 1. I mean, he's made some horrible calls.
Oh, wait a second. We got Latham Mahalia Jr. How you doing, sir? He said most people say Mahomes because he has more touchdowns.
For what?
For the MVP.
Oh, good question. I didn't even think about that. I think Mahomes' problem is probably going to be his past years. He's gonna have the struggle of I mean, they're not supposed to do that, but they do look at
he's not living up to expectations.
He's not living up to what people thought in past years. So yeah, you gotta put him in the running, but I think Mahomes' problem is going to be he's going to have to look at his MVP year and he's going to do a comparison.
He said Russell Wilson is a robot clone. He should be giving the ball to beast mode in that last Super Bowl. Hey man,
but what's it? That was his fault. He didn't call the play. Who called that play?
I love how you pick and choose about who
called the play.
I agree with you.
I'm just saying.
I agree with you, but when I say this stuff, you be like, no, he's
terrible. Who? Give me an example. Give me an example of somebody who you're saying is great, and I don't blame the coach. Give me
Matthew Stafford.
What's that? So you're gonna say it's the coach's fault for Matthew Stafford this year?
Did the coach have the organization go get him some a real running back? Did they, Steve?
Well,
or did they stick with Cam Akers that's had 3 touchdowns in 3 seasons?
Hey, look at me. I don't think that's the reason why Stafford's stinging it up, though. I'm not.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. I got him, guys. I got him. You're the same person that says every team should have balance with the run and the pass. How can they have balance when their running back has had 3 touchdowns?
He hasn't been the number one guy
3 seasons.
They had Henderson. Who was the number one guy this year? It wasn't Akers. It was Henderson.
Because Akers had a hissy fit.
Yeah, well. I mean, I never see Akers.
Organization.
Okay, but
not Stanford's fault, no matter what we go.
All right. Okay. If you want to go down that road, all right. If you want to go down the road, I will give you that then.
Thank you very much, sir.
All right. So let's get into your Cali Cat Pack then.
Yes. Let's do this. Cali Cat Pack report. What's going on, Cali Cat Pack? We have the Carolina Panthers that we still have a chance in our division. But even still, do we still have the faith? Do we still have the power? I believe Sam Darnold, like I said before, wasn't given a fair chance in the first place. You come to a team the first season, you have to get acclimated to what the team does and understand where the organization wants to go. What they did. Well, wait a minute. I don't. Let me cut to this camera because the disrespect next to me is out of this world. And I'm talking to you, Cali Cat Pack, Roaring Riot, Panther Nation. We are still in it by a thread, and I was ready to shut it down, but I'm just one of those people that just like we do. We keep pounding. I can't let it. I can't let it go. If we have a chance, let's go for it. Because when the playoffs start, all the stuff that happened during the season matters no more. If we get some solid plays called, and with Sam Darnold, people not knowing what to expect from him, we could be explosive if we can get it going. But with that being said, I have to see what we do within our next 2 games. We have a bye, which we need this bye for our running back. That running back that we got, that he's the essence of Carolina. Keep pounding. That's what we've been needing. Christian McCaffrey, we love the guy. My hats goes off to him, but he's in a different situation, a better situation for himself, because they use him, even though this past week they didn't. They used him right. They put him in the slot. They let him do things that we should have been doing from jump, like I said, but that's neither here nor there. We have 3 weeks to see what's going on. Cali Cat Pack, let's keep pounding. And Let's see where it go. And then I'm gonna put it back on where my disrespectful co-host can get his 2 cents in. But that's the Cali Cat Pack report. Like, subscribe, and share. And please hit me in the DMs like you guys do. I'll talk to you. And I'm still developing the show, the Cali Cat Pack report, that I will be doing, but I'm gonna still keep this segment in as we go on. And I don't like the smile that you got on your face, the little devious smile that you got going on behind me right here.
You seriously gonna sit there with a straight face? You ran Sam Darnold under all kind of buses. You ran him under every team bus.
What do you mean?
Oh my goodness! You had Sam Darnold out to the shelter.
Latham Mejia Jr. says Sam didn't look bad. Thank you, sir.
What did I say? Can you say something though? Who's the one again? See, you had no faith whatsoever in Sam Darnold. You were ready to have him traded, do whatever with him, and now you're gonna sit here and talk about he's like the savior of the organization.
It wasn't.
I mean, you want to criticize me with Matthew Stafford?
I didn't throw him under the bus.
You were ready to ride with Baker all the way. You didn't have no possibly, maybe. It was Baker Mayfield's team.
Hey, we got Baker Mayfield. We did the Baker Mayfield experiment. It didn't work out. But what I said before we had Baker Mayfield, in waiting for Corral, the guy that we picked up,
you forgot about him. You didn't bring up him.
I didn't have to bring him up because he still needs to develop. Brand new quarterbacks, just like I said with the people at the 49er fans, Trey Lance is going to be a heck of a quarterback. He needs time to develop. Just like Corral, he needs time to develop. So while he's developing, why go out and spend money on another QB or do anything stupid? Build the team. We have a bunch of draft picks. Get that defense to where we have our own steel curtain.
Okay.
And you see our line. Our line is looking excellent. Sam Darnold is back there like, dang, I got a lot of time to throw.
Okay.
It's improving all that. And Sam, long as Sam is not touched, he's a pocket passer. But
as long as Sam is not touched,
hey man, because from what I've seen, when Sam gets knocked around, it's like he get mad at the whole team, and somebody else might catch that ball that's not on his team.
Oh my goodness, that's a great line. I remember that one. Hey, as long as you don't touch the quarterback, he's good.
Well, Sam, being on the Jets for that long and running for his life for as long as he did, he has PTSD from that.
Okay.
So right now we have to make him comfortable, which I see him being, and he knows the offense. He knows what we want. He's been there a minute now. He's had a whole year. He sat back and he did the company thing like Jimmy G did. G said nothing wrong.
Nope.
He smiled on the sideline while the Trey Lance experiment was in.
Right.
Same thing Sam Darnold just did. Now it's his turn. Win, Darnold, win.
So I officially have you now. You're all in. Are you all in or all out? Because you've been wavering all season long.
What do you mean?
I've been hearing, let's just go for the first round pick. I've been hearing, let's go, we'll win the division. I heard Super Bowl. You've been all over the place. So are you guys in? Or are you guys out?
What I'm still on you telling I was all over the place. What I said was I'm a realist, and when you're just losing games that we should have won,
right?
It gets frustrating. I've been a Carolina fan since they came into the league, man. I've been here. We've had one game in one season, and all the ridicule and the push-ups in the mall, the push-ups on call that I had to do. Don't tell me I'm not a fan, and I'm not all over the place.
What is it? Well, time out. Since the Carolina Panthers entered the league, the Washington Redskins Commanders have not even been to an NFC championship game, much less a Super Bowl. So in the how many, 25 years now? You guys 26 years?
Okay.
We haven't even been to the NFC championship game. You guys have been to several Super Bowls. Y'all have had success. You've had strong teams.
But see, you go back with your team way back to when they had a different name.
Exactly. So I'm going back to a time when we used to be king. But that was
you can't be a fair weather fan.
You can't be. Oh, when your owner.
I've had my growing pains also, but guess what? This season has been.
What embarrassment has it since the Carolina Panthers in the league? Name me one embarrassment the Panthers have had.
What you mean? One embarrassment?
Embarrassment. Like you sat there and like you're embarrassed for your organization.
I told you that season where we only won one game.
Okay, you had a 1-15 season. So that's it?
Oh no,
in 25 years, that's the only thing you can think of that's an embarrassment. I can name you 20.
We should have won that Super Bowl, the last Super Bowl that we were in.
Okay.
There was no reason for us not to win that Super Bowl. There was a bad coach team for that Super Bowl. The game plan was the same game plan that we had the game before in the game. We shouldn't have lost that Super Bowl.
For Washington Redskins Commanders fans, that'd be great for us. We'd be happy to lose the Super Bowl at this point.
We lost the Super Bowl to Peyton Manning when Peyton Manning's arm wasn't even there.
Okay.
That's an upset.
We'd be happy to have that. We'd be glorious to come back and make it to a Super Bowl. Would be glorious for Redskin fans. But let's get it. You want to get into the picks? I mean, I can go on with
Latham Mahidjian said, "You crazy, Steve."
But am I lying? Am I lying? No. Am I lying? We've been so bad for so long. People don't even remember that the Redskins used to be good. They don't remember we used to dominate the division. The Eagles. We used to go to Eagle games for the fun of it because the Eagles were so bad that they had so many seats available. We used to go up there in droves because you know Washington, Philadelphia is only like an hour and a half away.
All right.
So Redskin fans used to go up to the old Veterans Stadium.
You did it? You have you done
I've been with the Veterans. Yeah, I told you my story. I had to run for my life in Veterans Stadium because the Eagle fans were so crazy. 1989, I was at the George Rogers game. Ooh. That's a game when we came back and we beat the Eagles, and the fans started trying to attack Redskin fans, and they had to put the courthouse in the stadium because it was so crazy. Old Veterans Stadium.
Juan Carlos says my grandpa remembers.
Exactly. So Packard wants me to go with an organization that it's been so long since we were glorious that people don't even remember how great we used to be. And so you're crying about the Panthers, who has been about 6-7 times NFC South Division champions, couple Super Bowls.
I want to win, Steve.
You don't want. Well, I mean,
Portia McDowell, how you doing, lady? That's another Carolina fan.
Oh,
keep it going, baby. Keep the faith.
Keep the faith. I still want to get the answer. So, are you all in on you guys going to playoffs, or are you out?
I'm all in for us trying.
Oh,
this is not a easy feat. We got to have Sam Darnold come in and be poised, and I want him to win out. I believe our playoffs have started now.
All right. Well, your first place team is what, 5-6.
We're only one game out of
one game out of playoffs.
But we're on a bye this week, which means, and I believe both those teams are going to win this week. So next week, I believe one of them are going to lose the game, but I'm not going to. I've already did the math on it, and it looks good for us. All we have to do is win out.
All right. So you in for the playoffs?
Yeah.
I'm in for us. That's all I want to hear. Okay. I'm going to check. In about 2 weeks, you're going to sit there and say, "Where we going for that first pick?"
Hey, man. Hey. Don't get me wrong. I'm looking for a quarterback, but if Sam Darnold can finally settle in, hey, it is what it is.
So you want Stanley to be your quarterback? So if he comes out and be strong the rest of the year,
no.
I'm asking the question: are you committed to Sam Darnold? Yes or no?
If he can be strong the rest of the year and take us strong into the playoffs,
yeah,
yes.
Okay, all right. Okay, guys, remember this. I just want you guys to remember
what
you've been going up and down on Sam Darnold so many times. I've lost faith.
You spewing hate. First of all, I couldn't been up and down on Sam Darnold. He hasn't played all season till last week.
But you were.
I hadn't said nothing about Sam Darnold. It's been about Baker and PJ.
No, Baker and Sam Darnold were fighting for the starting position at the beginning of the year, and you were all Baker. You weren't like let the best guy win. You were like, Baker needs to be our quarterback
because Baker we pay
because you said
unnecessary. If you go out and you pay unnecessary money for somebody that we shouldn't even went and tried to go get, you have to put him in because of what he did with the team he just left. Bring some of that magic here, but as we see, all his magic dust is he must have dropped it somewhere.
All right, so you're all in on Darnold. We're gonna quote you on right now. You're all in on Darnold.
You know what? We're not even gonna go into the picks from last week. Let's do our picks from this week.
Let's do it right now. Start.
Wait, let's see. Wait a minute. You guys still talking about the Panthers? Hey, what? See?
Thank you.
Carlos is a Saints fan, And I expect that type of stuff out of Saints fans.
Okay.
Just because your season, you guys have no chance of doing anything.
Can I ask a Saints fan one thing? He can just type in real quick. Why are they still giving Andy Dalton the ball? Why is Andy Dalton still starting for them?
Andy Dalton.
For the Saints.
Oh, you want Winston to go in?
Yeah. Andy Dalton has proven he's not the answer. Andy Dalton has proven that he's not the answer. I've seen enough of Dalton. I mean, has he paid somebody off? I mean, what else do I need to see from Andy Dalton to show he's not the starter?
Lathan Mahalia says Baker still on the team? Is he in witness protection?
Yeah. You see how quick Packard jumped off the Baker bandwagon?
Hey,
I'm still on the Baker man. I still think.
What you mean on the Baker?
I'm on his bandwagon.
I am a team person,
my goodness.
and my team went out in the offseason after we just let Sam Darnold do what we did the first season he was here. He just got acclimated to the team, and we're the second season is normally what you see. Is he going to be the winner we want him to be or a bust? We went out and got Baker Mayfield for a draft pick that we could have still had. Yeah, he got to play.
So after a half a season, you've already washed him off. You just talked about 2 seasons for a quarterback. Shouldn't Baker Mayfield get 2 seasons to show what he can do?
No.
Exactly.
No, not Baker Mayfield. You know why?
Why?
Because Baker Mayfield came here saying he was ready to make a statement. Baker Mayfield.
Whoa. Wasn't that the whole argument I had about him from the start? About Mayfield? He should have kept his mouth shut in Cleveland and just stayed there. But he wanted to go there and make a statement. And you were all like, yeah, that's great. Baker Mayfield's going to make a statement. He's coming here to do blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, but what to your point, you talked all that stuff about Heineke.
Right.
You just talked all this, the same thing the 49ers are doing about Jimmy Garoppolo.
Right.
But Jimmy, when the team disrespects you, the 49er fans are winning just like the Washington fans are winning, and they're still talking trash about Jimmy, wanting him to go. Yeah, he should. Yeah, you're right. I am.
Okay.
He shouldn't have been the company guy with them.
All right. So
it was a business decision for him. Now he can go someplace else and make money.
And make big money. So yeah. So I'm all for company guy. So but you're right now. You're riding off Baker Mayfield, who came in the season saying he was going to be the answer after 8-9 games.
If Baker Mayfield is willing to stay for some change, I wouldn't mind him backing up
So
Sam. Why Corral is healing, where he could see what's going on. He can learn defense.
So he can't get a chance to start again. Is what you're saying?
Not this season, unless Sam gets hurt.
Okay, all right.
And then Sam gets hurt. I honestly like the offense that we put in when PJ was there, but we still
let's get these picks, man. We can talk about this all day. Bills, Patriots.
Me and Steve, we go at it.
We go at it. We've been doing this talk for years. So Bills, Patriots.
I'm taking the Bills.
I mean, this is
and Carlos said that James is trash too. That's why he's not starting over here in New Orleans.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
I still take the younger guy.
I still take the younger guy, the older guy.
Because that Army guy, he could air the ball out to Godwin and Mike Evans, and they can outrun people.
Andy Dalton's had 11 years to show what he can do. I'm going to give Jameis Winston a chance.
But don't get me wrong, Andy Dalton was supposed to win the Super Bowl if he didn't get hurt, remember?
Well, yeah, I remember. But
he had some good years. He's passed those years.
I didn't even get into your whole thing about, what's his name? Used to be with the Falcons. Ryan.
Oh, Matt Ryan?
Yeah, and how well, we're doing this for another day.
Yeah, but I picked the Bills.
So let's go into Matt Ryan. Who are the Colts playing? Are the Colts on bye this week?
All right. Colts play the Cowboys. I'm taking the Cowboys.
Cowboys, no question. All right. Titans versus the Eagles. Our Eagles.
That's going to be a good game.
That's a playoff game. That'd be a game that both those teams could be, different divisions. Different conferences, but 2 playoff teams. What do you think? Games in Philly.
I gotta go with the hot team, the Eagles.
I'm going with the Eagles too. Like I've said all year long, I don't believe in Tannehill. So
the Titans, though, like I said, all that talking I did about the 49ers, the Titans run that game to where when they hold the ball, they're holding the ball for dang near the whole quarter.
Right.
When it's clicking.
But you still got to get Tannehill, still got to make a pass here and there, and he can't do it.
Hey, he does it. He does it just fine.
Okay. Packers at the Bears.
Is Love starting or Aaron starting?
Well, we got two questions. Is Love starting or Aaron, or is it quarterback for the Bears starting?
Jalen?
Justin?
No, not
Justin
Jalen.
Fields.
Justin.
I mean, we don't know if he's going to start. So we got question marks on both teams as far as who's starting. So
I'm taking the Packers.
Just for the sake of it, I'm gonna go with the Bears. I don't trust. It's in Chicago. I think defense is going to win this game.
Where are we going now, Steve?
Steelers at the Falcons. Falcons.
I'm gonna go with Mariota.
Yeah, this is a tough one. I've kind of wanted to believe in Pickett, but
it
ain't happening.
Did you watch that game? Pickett looks nice.
He looks nice.
So those are. I wanted to talk, but we would keep going because Pickett. I wanted to talk about Pickett because Pickett looks good. I told us we should have got Pickett, and we didn't go after him. Pickett is a starter.
He's a starter, but not this year. Next year, he's going to be real.
It's his first year. He's just learning.
But it's his first year. So, I mean, right now, I'm going with the more seasoned quarterback in the Falcons.
All right.
Jets, Vikings. Speaking of quarterback playing strong.
Ooh. I like White, but I'm going to stick with the Vikings.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with that running game.
You guys know I'm not a Kirk Cousins fan. Everybody knows, but Justin Jefferson, yeah.
Hey. And you know what I was laughing about? Because I was watching the game, and they pulled out the same thing you said. I wonder if Omar was watching when they compared Justin to Randy Moss.
Yeah.
Hey.
Other than the touchdown, look, the touchdowns, nobody's going to compare it. Randy Moss and Jerry Rice were just crazy with touchdowns.
Different game then, too.
As far as just yardage and catches and making plays, I put JJ in the same. Like I said, he's not Randy Moss. Let's just get that clear.
But he is dynamite.
Here you go. I love it. That's right. I like that one. I like it. So we're both going with the Vikings?
Yep.
All right, so let's get now to...
You going with Kirk Cousins. Okay.
Yeah. Jaguars at the Lions. Ooh. Talk about the upset specials. Talk about parlay killer last week.
I will not
Jacksonville
bet on this game,
Jaguars. Ooh.
But I am taking the Lions.
I'm taking the Lions too, but man, Jacksonville.
You taking the Lions because of golf, aren't you?
Well, I'm thinking because Jacksonville killed the parlays last week. so for that reason alone, I'm pissed off with them because we've been waiting for what's his name to make his mark. He waited until last week. The 1 week we needed Jacksonville to stink it up. He decides he wants to be a quarterback. Man, so I'm going with the Lions. Who we got? We got Browns versus the Texans.
Browns hands down. Watson comes in there and puts the spank on it.
Yeah, I got that too. I can't. If the Texans win that game, then there's no rhyme or reason in the NFL. I'm going to call that the lock of the week. Browns will win in a lock.
Juan Carlos said that Jackson killed his teaser too.
Yeah.
He had a 10-team teaser for $5,000. He almost won.
Jacksonville was Vegas was dying excitement over what Jacksonville did because he must have killed more parlays last week.
Wait a minute. Carlos says he went 13-3 last week in the pool. He's just saying, wait a minute, let's go back to the stats.
Let's do it.
Well,
he only looked at the overall stats. He didn't look at the stats for last week.
Oh, wait a minute, Carlos. Weekly standings. Wait a minute. Uh-oh. You know what, Carlos? I have to apologize and I have to put it out there. I went to the overall. Jay Wizzo.
I wasn't going to say nothing, but
Juan Carlos is number one. See, Steve let me bury myself without saying nothing.
That's right.
13-3.
You know why? You know why I wasn't going to say nothing right? Because I wasn't in first place. So I wasn't in first place. So once I knew I wasn't in first place, you didn't have to say nothing. But
hey,
yeah, you did have a good week though. I listen to me. If not for that Jacksonville, and what was the other upset that killed me out there?
It was a bunch of upsets.
But there was two big ones. Jacksonville was the one. What was the other game right there? It's just frustrating.
We'll see. Carlos will probably tell us.
Who was the one that also killed parlays? Was it the Raider game? Raiders. That Raider game. Oh man.
What's up, Derek? How you doing, sir? That's a Cali Cat Pack administrator right there. What's up, sir?
All
Thank you for
right.
the love and support, man.
Absolutely.
I've been trying to get you on the show. I want to get you on the show.
Yeah.
When are you gonna come be on the show? Or at least we can do it by satellite, man.
Well, you know he didn't turn the phone on this week, but it's okay.
No, we didn't turn the phone on this week because we really got into it. Seattle, that was the other upset.
That's upset. Yeah, Seattle. Those three. Those are my three that killed off. I would have been 14-1, if not, or actually 15-1,
Woo!
if not for those three. So it was a good week, but yeah, congratulations on your 13 wins. I'm coming for you next week.
Oh yeah, Carlos, coming for your head, sir.
Yes,
Coming
we
for
are.
your head.
Yes, we are.
It's a 4-week one this time, and it ain't easy.
Nah.
It ain't easy this time. You wanted you and Desert Eagle 86 wanted easy.
No.
So King G
consistent.
is actually in third place,
Yeah.
and then I bring up fourth.
Okay. Where am I?
With Shelly, it's like 1, 2, 3, 4 people in fourth place. Hey, don't worry. And Shot 33 bringing up 7th place.
Woo.
Had a bad week, Shot. 6
Yeah,
losses.
6 losses.
But hey, next week we're gonna bring it out. Thank you for bringing that up, Carlos.
Yeah, thank you for that. Well, I'm coming for you next week. Speaking of picks, go ahead.
He said we'll hook it up. All right, good,
All
good,
right,
sir, good.
Commanders at the Giants.
Commanders at the Giants. This is divisional game, so no means this is going to be easy.
No.
And it's in New York.
Normally, I would go with the Giants on this one because we always just seem to stink it up in New York.
But y'all hot right now. Y'all hot.
But we're hot right now, so I'm going Commanders.
With that being said, I'm going with the Giants.
Okay. Oh, okay. All right. See, I thought you'd go to Commanders.
You know what? Honestly, on my pools, when I put in play 2 pools, I put in I split it.
Yeah. I mean, it's a split game. I mean, it could go either way.
It's one of those coin flips games because it's a divisional game.
It's a divisional game, and the Commanders are hot, so I think it can go either way.
Carlos said, "I'm on your ass, Mr. Postman."
Yeah. All right. All right. I like it. I like it.
Uh-oh. Mike Johnson, how you doing, sir? He said Washington will win.
All right. Hey, listen, I think they're going to win too, but I'm just telling you from the history, Washington always seems to stink it up in New York.
I'm picking the Giants because of all the how many times Steve threw me under the bus this week in the show. You know, he needs to feel a little bit of heat. You know what I mean?
Yeah, look, I keep Packard honest because Packard will ride the fence and kind of like go, you know, he's been going back and forth on the Darnold thing. But I mean, if he wants to ride Darnold now, I'm just letting it all be out there. So then when he's sitting there, Cali Capac criticizing Darnold, I just actually remembered that.
I didn't criticize Darnold this year, man. It was no reason to criticize him. He wasn't playing.
But you did last year.
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
I did criticize him.
All right, so I'm just saying.
I criticized him only because when he got hit, he threw interceptions.
Okay.
But I still said, with that being said, he needs to have 1 year to get ready because we signed him as our quarterback. So next year, this year he should be the man.
All right, so
I expect for him to come in strong and not lose no games.
All right, so I'm marking it down. We just make sure to keep Packard honest because Packard, like I said, he'll go with anybody. You even talking good about PJ Walker this year.
He's making a list. Yeah. He's checking it twice.
Woo.
All right.
Let's get Broncos Niners.
What's up, Raul? How you doing? Raul Gomez. I'll give you a shout out.
All right, Raul. Shout out to you. Who you got for Broncos versus the Ravens?
Whoever the Broncos is playing, I'm taking the team they playing.
Okay, so you're taking the Ravens then. So am I.
Yeah. Whoever the Broncos play, give me the other team.
All right, the game of the week. This is the game of the week, really. Dolphins at the 49ers.
That's why Mike Johnson tuned in. That's a 49er fan right there.
This should be a flex game because these are two outstanding upstart teams. And so,
what time does the game come on?
I think it's a late game. I think it's a 1 o'clock game.
I hope so because I want to watch this game.
Yeah, it's in San Francisco.
I'm taking the fence.
You know, I've been going back and forth on this.
Back and forth and forth.
Yeah, I'm only taking the Niners because it's that old late game going cross country game. I think
Tua.
I like Tua. This is me. I want Tua to do well because I got him like on 4 of my fantasy leagues.
I can't tell, but you know what? You're a Washington fan and you throw You
Yeah.
throw the man that's winning under the bus so ready.
I just say he don't have Brett Favre's arm. I mean, that's not criticism. Few guys do.
Mike Johnson said, "You already know who gonna win, Steve."
I said I got the Niners to win. I'm taking it at home. Now, if the game was in Miami, I'll be taking the Dolphins.
Where we going now, Steve? Where we going?
Let's
now?
go. We got Seahawks against the Rams.
Seahawks. Like I said before, and I
Yeah.
will repeat it. Sorry, Los Angeles Rams fans, but all the King's horses and all the King's men can't put the Los Angeles Rams back together again. They have like 9 people on IR right now.
Yeah, that's brutal. I mean,
Any team will have a problem that way.
yeah, Aaron Donald's not playing. You can forget it. That's I would call it the lock of the week, but I just don't trust the Seahawks.
Hey, put
For
all the
luck.
backups in and people in fantasy.
I saw a little.
Sit your people.
Gino's been looking good all season, but I saw a little the New York Jets Gino last week. The luster might be coming off of Gino.
Oh my goodness!
I saw a little. I see he made a couple passes.
It's
that
week
reminded me.
13. Now, see, people, it's
Woo.
week 13. Gino has done good for
All
12 games.
Exactly.
A person has one off game. You see how Steve turned on him?
I'm not turning. I just said I felt a little the old New York Jets Gino.
Hey, it sounds like disrespect to me.
I'm just telling you guys.
If it walk like a duck and quack like a duck, it gotta be a what?
Listen to me. It might be Geno Smith because he played like a duck last week.
Quack quack.
Quack quack. So
All right,
yeah,
where we going?
All right, let's go. So what do we say? We both got Seahawks.
Chargers.
Chargers.
Wait. You said Gino's playing who?
The Rams.
Yeah, we both got the Seahawks. The Rams is done.
Yes, I said.
This would be a game for Gino to get his confidence
I
back.
said it would be the lock of the week, but I'm a little worried about Gino. I wouldn't make it a lock because
put this on all your bet cards right here.
All right, you guys, you've been warned.
Where we going,
All
Steve?
right, Chargers Raiders. Let's talk about your guy Josh Jacobs. I mean, he deserves a little talk. When you get 300 yards,
yes, sir,
including an 80-yard overtime run, what happened to that defense? Oh,
yes,
my goodness.
sir. Oh yeah, Mr. Derek. Derek said Dolphins all the way. Dolphins.
Woo,
Thank you, sir, for
for
agreeing with me.
Right.
And yes, I said it. And you were in the fantasy football draft where they laughed at me. They laughed at me when I picked up Josh Jacobs.
That's why I brought it up. I know. I just think I haven't been a Josh Jacobs believer myself. I've never dropped him in my leagues, but
hey, I have.
I might have to start
always been solid for me.
Yeah, well.
And guess what? He's on the market.
Yeah.
And now the Raiders might change their mind, but it doesn't look like it because normally somebody smart would have already gave a man a contract when he's doing well. But hey,
I don't know what the Raiders are doing.
Rams.
The Raiders are
go get Josh Jacobs.
Yeah.
Go grab him, whisper in his ear, offer him some money, whatever you need to do. Grab that man.
So who are you taking this game? You got Chargers Raiders in Vegas.
In Vegas? And they hot right now? They haven't been winning all season. I've been picking them. I'm taking the Raiders. I hate when they say it like that. It irritates me. You know that?
Me as well. I don't know why you're doing that.
Because I have to hear it all the time when I go around them.
No, well, the Raiders did look good last week. That's why I'm taking the Chargers. They're up and down, so it's gonna be a down week.
Where we going now, Steve?
Ooh, we got another good one. Yeah, you think it's a good one? Chiefs Bengals. Could be a playoff game. It should be the game of the week if the Bengals were playing better.
Yeah, I know who I'm taking. Chiefs.
Yeah, there's no way I can take the. I mean, unless what's his name, 28 Mixon has one of them crazy games where he just goes off. I got Chiefs too.
Hey, Shree Thompson. Hello. Thank you for the love.
We're winding down. We got 2 more games. Okay, no, actually, we already talked about Colts Cowboys. So Monday Night Football. Now you know, if they look back on this, they wish they didn't put this game Monday night. I'm sorry, Saints fans, but Saints at the Buccaneers Monday Night Football.
It's gonna be a disaster. It's gonna be a disaster. No, but you know what? The Saints seem to play on TV. On TV, they seem to play like. But when they're on primetime games, they seem to find it from within and give a team because then they go all out. They go for it on fourth. They do trick punts. They do all kind of stuff.
I'm gonna say, yeah, you were like ready to sell them off. I don't know who to take in this game because we've been winning all year.
I gotta go with the GOAT. I'm sticking with the GOAT.
I've been sticking with him all year. He's been killing me. So.
Now, mind you, this is my division, so I want them to actually lose.
I do too,
but I'm not going. You gonna pick Andy Dalton, the man you just disrespected this whole time?
Well, that's the thing. I've been disrespecting the whole time, but it'll be just my luck. This is the week that Dalton decides to go back to be that Cincinnati bingo Andy Dalton when he was actually lighting things up.
Hey, well, we waiting on you. I made my pick. Brady's team.
I'll go with Brady. I can't trust Dalton.
Hey, and we did the Colts Cowboys game, right?
Yeah, we did.
We did it. Okay.
We had the Cowboys.
Thank you guys for tuning in. Please like, subscribe, and share. I know we went over a little bit, but next week we'll be back at 7:00 sharp on a Wednesday.
Let's do it.
And we're going to see all my predictions come in so I can win this money. Win this money. Hey, she got anything else to say before we got here?
No, just I'm just glad that now, even though you've been going up and down on the Panthers, you did give me one or two things this week. You gave me a little credit, so I give you some due.
Derek, thank you, and I'm gonna tell my our web person that immediately when we get off the air, we're gonna make the Cali Cat Pack Facebook page public, but we would like for everybody to start going to YouTube and subscribing and watch us on YouTube. Give us some love on YouTube. I make it easy for all my friends on Facebook for us to see us, but I do have a page that I'm gonna have our web person switch us over. So look for that. I was talking to the web person. They told me not to do it this season, do it next season, but I am going to push for that this week. All right.
Thank you for listening in,
and thank you, Lathan. He said he likes the slot. Good show.
Thank you. And like I said, we got the Eagles. Look, I believe in the Eagles. Packett has put them down. Has said they are what's the word you use? What's the term you use?
Here I go under the bus again.
Fool's gold.
And thank you guys. Tune in for next week. And while we go out, let's sing Steve's song right now. I believe I can fly.
Is that fly, Eagles? Is that fly, Eagles fly?
Hey, there it is.
There you go. So I'm gonna ride them all the way.
See y'all next.